Japooli had been awake since before dawn. Sleep rarely came easily anymore. Ever since the sinking of the Shalapoon, grief had followed him everywhere. When the rain finally stopped, he left the captain's house and wandered into the woods. The island was beautiful after the storm. The trees glistened with rainwater, and the smell of damp earth filled the air. Fishermen sang in the distance as they repaired their nets by the shore. But Japooli's thoughts were far away, lost with his wife and daughter. He still could not understand why he had survived when they had not. As tears filled his eyes, he softly sang a song his family used to sing together. Suddenly, he nearly bumped into a man searching through the bushes.
"Have you seen a woman?" the stranger asked.
"She works for me and has been missing for days." Japooli shook his head. "No, but I'll let you know if I see her." The man thanked him and mentioned he could be found at the clinic. Japooli realized it must be the doctor everyone spoke about. Continuing through the woods, Japooli soon reached a cliff overlooking the sea. Across the water sat a small island with a tiny house upon it. As he stared out, a breeze passed him, carrying the faint sound of a child singing. Japooli froze. It was the same song he used to sing to his daughter. The voice faded quickly, and Japooli convinced himself it was only his imagination. Still, when he returned to the captain's house that evening, he asked about the small island. "A woman and her daughter live there," the captain's wife explained. "They arrived years ago as slaves, but the man who owned the island left it to them when he died." Japooli's heart raced. "How long ago did they arrive?" "About 5 years ago." That night he barely slept. Deep inside, hope began to grow, though he feared believing it. Before sunrise, he went to the docks and learned the tide would reveal a path to the island later that morning. The moment the sea pulled back, Japooli crossed over. Nervously, he knocked on the cottage door.
"Who is it?"
called a woman's voice.
"I'm from the main island,"
Japooli replied. "I wondered if you needed help." The door opened slightly. The woman gasped, "Your Majesty." Japooli stared in shock. It was Queen Perusha. She quickly pulled him inside, and the two embraced in disbelief. The queen explained how she had survived the wreck and been cared for by a woman and child living on the island. Just then, the cottage door opened again. A little girl stepped inside carrying water. Japooli looked at her, and his heart stopped.
"Gracie?"
The child dropped the bucket.
"Daddy!"
Japooli rushed forward, lifting his daughter into his arms as tears streamed down his face. Moments later, the door opened once more, and his wife entered. The water bucket slipped from her hands as she stared at him in shock. "Am I dreaming?" she whispered. "No," Japooli cried, embracing her tightly. "It's really me." The family held each other, laughing and crying together, while the queen watched in amazement. After believing they were lost forever, Japooli had found his family again. Looking upward through tears of joy, he whispered, "Thank you, Lord, truly. You are a miracle worker."